Oh, beautiful people. Hello. I am visiting a friend in Hawaii. I feel pretty lucky. You may hear some chickens and roosters down there. I wanted to say Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Ah, there's a lot to be feeling and there's nothing to be feeling. I woke up kind of feeling weird that I'm not feeling much. I live in Boulder, Colorado. Um, There's a lot happening there with fires. 1,000 people lost their homes. Um, it's 2022. COVID numbers are spiking. The awakening is quickening. And here I am on a yoga mat in Hawaii and trying to feel something for the people in my hometown, trying to figure out what I'm feeling, what's going on. And after meditating, it's just really clear to me that we're on currents in life, and just allow the current. I'm going to allow the current I'm on. And part of me is like, what's wrong with me? Why am I feeling something? Why don't I feel like the devastation? Why don't I feel the heartache? Why don't I feel like, oh my God, I got to go home and help? Because that's not where I am right now. And so if you can relate to this, maybe this message is for you as well. Um, don't get down on yourself if you are having a moment, an experience on a current of bliss when you see other currents in the world having suffering and pain and devastation. It's okay to feel good even though there is suffering on the planet, even though it's really close to home. It's okay. Um, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're cold and sensitive. It means that you're on a different trajectory and a different current. And if you live in your awakening and you live with awareness, you will be aware of when it's your time to help, and when it's your time to support, and when it's your time to feel. So this has been something I've been battling my whole life, because I've been told by family members that I'm cold. I'm either oversensitive, or I'm cold, or I'm controlling, I'm this or that. People are going to try to categorize and call you names when they don't understand where or what you're functioning from. If you're on your awakening journey, most likely you're functioning from flow, from awareness. And sometimes that flow leads us just into the present moment. And that's all we work with, the present moment, and allowing that present moment. And so what I'm doing right now is being in the present moment. Right now, there's not a lot of information for myself emotionally to do anything, be anything different than what I am right here in this moment in Hawaii. And that may change when I get back to Boulder, Colorado, and who knows, maybe, maybe not. But what I have realized that it doesn't work for me, and maybe for you too, maybe this is a message that you need to hear, is it doesn't work to go against the current of what I'm flowing right now. And it doesn't work to like hop into another river and another current either, because that in that hopping there's all this like whoa. And so if I'd be willing to get out of the judgment of myself and others, and if I'd be willing to not be scared of the judgment of others, because when you live this way, people are like, why aren't you helping? Why aren't you volunteering? Why aren't you posting pictures of Hawaii when there's pictures of fires going everywhere? If you're willing to live in your current, in your flow, you may have to weather people's judgments. And so I have been saying this statement for a long time. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view. Interesting point of view, they have that point of view. And so this helps clear all the judgment. And the thing is, guys, your current is valid. Their current is valid. there's currents in life that we're all on, right? You look at the ocean and you look at how the animals flow. They ride through different oceans. They ride for thousands of miles on a current. Not every animal's on that same current, right? Some of them get off. Some of them are on a different current. Some of them are going the other way. So just be an allowance of the current that you're on. Who knows where that current's going to lead, right? We're going to have our hard times come up too. But I've been playing a lot with this energy of people pleasing and how that has to do with fear and control. And there's also something that was revealed to me in my meditation, and that is collective pleasing. So if you are part of the 3D collective or the um, collective consciousness, like what part of the collective consciousness are you on? And are we trying to jump in when we see a certain life event happen? Are we trying to jump in to a consciousness that we're not there? Like, it's just the same thing with currents or timelines, however you want to say it. It's a current, it's a timeline, it's a consciousness, it's a we don't know where ours is going to lead. The consciousness, the timeline, the current we're on, you know? Who knows? My plane could crash down to the ground and I could die in a week. And this is my moment to be in stillness before that. Who the heck knows? What I do know though is that I'm not feeling a lot around what's happening in my hometown, and I'm confused by that. And my meditation has revealed it's just not yours to be conscious of right now in this present moment, and that is okay. There's people on the front lines, it's okay. And I remember when the Boston Marathon bombing happened. There was people that ran into the bombing to help people, and there was people that ran away from the bombing. And of course, people had judgments around that. But guys, there's always going to be something that's yours to do, and there's always going to be something that's not yours to do. So the people running in, that was theirs to do in that moment in time. And the people that ran away, that wasn't theirs to do in that moment of time. Perhaps. And so this is me telling you a little bit about what I'm going through, but I can't be the only one, right? On the awakening journey and feeling like I shouldn't run and help every experience that's in suffering. And we can't possibly, right? And even if it's like next door to you, if you don't feel the quickening and you don't feel the flow of your current to go help, my advice would be don't. And just wait for the quickening and for the current to take you there. Because if you're not flowing on with the current, then you're going up the current and you're doing something else. You're doing something out of ego, out of judgment, out of fear, out of control, out of something that's not yours to do. So I'm just sitting with the presence of all of this that I'm living right now, and sitting in the beauty of all this and seeing what's next. What's in the flow? Where is my current taking me? And each one of us is in our own current. So beautiful being. Where is your current taking you today? Perhaps it's taking you to volunteer. Perhaps it's taking you to a friend's house. Perhaps it's taking you to a yoga mat. Perhaps it's taking you around the world. Perhaps it's taking you just to your bedroom to sleep more. Can we get out of judgment to where our own current is taking us, so that we can truly be a contribution that's void of judgment and ego and fear? So that's where I'm going to play today. And this is how I'm going to start really living this new year of 2022. It's an opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity to really, truly be present and get off of our own backs, right? Get off of our own, high horse, 'Cause think about it. Think about it. You kind of like we kind of get on our high horses if we're helping and it's our job to do everything. No, it's not. What if it's not? It's not your job sometimes to do everything. It's not your job if it's not on your current, if you're not feeling the flow to it. It's not your job. You'll know when it's your job. You'll feel a quickening and the flow will happen. So I sit here, present, aware, and seeing where the current takes me, see where the quickening goes, and see if you can live that way with me this 2022. And let me know if you have any comments or questions about what I'm talking about. And what is your experience with, noticing suffering in the world and noticing, like, what's my part to do? Is it my part? Sometimes no, and sometimes yes. Beautiful being. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for remembering your greatness and just being a contribution to the planet as we are in this great awakening. Bye.